Hello and welcome to another one of my videos. Today I'm going to be reviewing the AOMEI Partition Assistant Professional Disk Manager software, and I'm basically going to show you around it. And thanks to Wave Moonlight, they gave me a serial key which I can use to show all the advanced features of the program. So let's have a look. First of all, this is what you get when you first load up the program. If you have the professional edition, it shows you all the drives which you have on your computer. I only have two, but this one here is external. I'll put this in the built-in external, and I did that so it could show a bit more of what it can do, and I'll get to that in a minute. So there's some of the features that this program has. We have a Windows to Go creator, which is quite good actually. You can boot a Windows 8 installation from a USB drive, so you can actually create your own Windows boot if you want. For example, if you wanted to boot, if you wanted to install Windows from a USB drive, you could do it from here. Or if you wanted to make a live USB drive from here, you could do, which is a very good feature. I usually use the ESUS, I think it's called, Partition Master, but this one seems better because there's more features. I quite like it. It's a little bit set out differently, but it's very familiar. When I first looked at it, I thought, well, this looks very much like the other software that I use. But yeah, so that's one of the good features. We have good partition operations, so we can actually create partition if you wanted to. So if we press to create partition, we can select on which hard drive we want to make it smaller. J on here is going to be a new one, so we need to find it's going to make. So you get to select the size you want, and the drive letter, and what type of file system it is, which is very good. I don't recommend FAT, which is meant to be NTFS, but I guess there's none available really, which is not surprised really, because there's not only that amount unallocated is hardly anything. So there you go. Like when you click on different partitions, it gives you more options on the side here. So for example, if you've got F, you can do all sorts of these. Lovely, look at these. It's a very extensive list of features you can do. Change the serial number. Wasn't in the other program I used. Change partition type, table ID. You can partition alignment. Hide partition if you want to. So you don't want it to show in Windows, you can hide it. You can set it to be the active one. You can wipe it, so you can clear it, format it. Convert it to a logical one. You can change the drive layer. So if you want it to not be F anymore, you want it to be in D, change it to D. Make sure there's no other hard drive with the letter D, otherwise it won't work. You can format it, which is sort of similar to wiping, I suppose. Delete it. So if you want to make it unallocated, you can do that. You can create one, which means it probably wouldn't work because there isn't one unallocated on this, so it probably wouldn't work. Allocate free space. So if you want to make it have some free space, you can do. You can split it again in half if you want to make it even smaller than that. You can merge that partition with another one, but it only really works well if both unallocated like that. And again, you can resize and move the partition, so if you want to make it bigger or smaller, you can do that. Very good. You can make a bootable CD. I'm sorry about this. This is not the computer I usually do video recording on, because it hasn't got a lot of hard drives in, you see, so I'm using a different computer, and it's a little bit slow, so it does this. So, let's get it away. You can make a bootable CD, which will, basically it's just another ISO file. So basically, if you want to make another Windows 7 disk for your computer, say you've lost the original one, you could do with this program, which is very good, and the other one doesn't come with this, and I might actually stick with this program because it's much better. So yeah, it's pretty good. So if you can click next, you select where you want it to burn to, which drive, or USB device, and it's very good. Dynamic disk converter, you can disk convert it. I hope this doesn't actually do it. Oh dear. So no, press cancel. I don't want it to change anything. You can change it from NTFS to FAT32. NTFS is what Windows uses. I recommend you just keep it as NTFS. Don't change it to FAT32. And there you generally memory pens use that. Partition recovery, so I guess if partition's gone wrong, you can recover it, which is very good. You can also migrate your OS to an SSD or HDD, which is a feature I might use one day. If I ever get another computer, which is good. Partition copy wizard, which if you want to copy that specific partition, say that one, you want to copy again, as long as you've got enough disk space on another hard drive, you can copy again. It's like cloning in a way. Extend partition wizard, it's basically another extending thing. There's a different one here, there's another one here, so you can rebuild the MBR, so if your computer's not building up, the master boot record, which is what MBR stands for, you can rebuild that, so you can press that. It might be hard to do that if your computer's not actually working and that's the programs on it. You might have to do that from another computer, but you can tell it to rebuild the MBR to do that. And as this computer has two operating systems, I've got Windows 8.1, which is a trial edition, and it's Windows 7 on here. If I want to say the Windows 7 stopped working, I'll say, now let's say the Windows 8 stopped working, I could just go on that and I could press, go on that one and press rebuild the MBR. Well, that's not really what I expected. Here we go again, sorry about that. So if you wanted to convert it to a guided partition table, which is what GPT stands for, that's for hard drives if they're above 1 TB and it's in the new modern SATA computers, or an SSD, that's what I recommend you change it to. Or if you've got a UEFI BIOS, which is basically where you can move your mouse around inside the BIOS and you can click on stuff, that's what they recommend you connect it to. Change it to, sorry. This one hasn't got this feature, this BIOS, because this computer's about 4 years old, so it hasn't got that. This surface test, which is if it's basically a little bit of a drive test. Wipe hard drive again and delete all the partitions if you want to get rid of everything within what you've selected on here. I'm going to guess it'll get rid of it. So that's pretty good. So, good piece of software. I'm glad I recommended it, to be honest. So I'm going to show you how to do a quick partition. So we've got a hard drive here, which is our one we're not really using much of. It's an external one, but it is from another computer. But I think it's dying slowly. So it doesn't really matter. If it dies again while I'm doing this, it dies. But still, basically, we're going to show you how to. I'm going to show you how to convert it back and then unconvert it, if you get what I mean. But kind of put and make another partition. So if we, for example, wanted to delete this one, you go and you press delete partition, and you can also, if you want to, delete the partition and wipe all data to prevent data corruption, which I think is very, very good. The other software I don't use is very not like this. It's very, very simple, and you just press next, and it's not going to tell you all this. But this is very good, probably because it's the professional edition. It's not the one I use is a free edition, but this is much better. I much prefer this. You can do a lot more than you can on the other software that I use. So I think I'll be using this from now on. But still, so here we go. If you wanted to delete the partition, wipe all the data, there isn't anything on them, but if we say you wanted to, this is what I recommend you do. If you've got stuff you don't want on it, you press that and you press OK and delete it, and it goes like that. And to apply this, because it hasn't applied yet, it's only done that, you press apply, top corner, you press proceed, press yes, and it'll basically, once it's done it, it will finish and you can then begin again. Now this may take some time, so when it has completed, I will come back. It has now completed deleting the partitions, and you notice it's no longer the same day. It's the next day because I was a little bit busy anyway. That's another story. Well, basically, what we're going to do now is we're going to create a partition in this software that I was given to me to review and show you a lot about. And by the way, I find it a very good piece of software. So, first of all, to create a partition, as it says up there, just select the unallocated space. So in this case, it's on disk 3. Click create a partition. And you can also select what gravity you want, the file system, the partition size. So if you wanted to, you could actually make it smaller and have that bit unallocated as well. So if you wanted to make another hard drive, like another partition within the main hard drive. So in this case, we'll just do it all the way. Click advanced, and you can also select whatever you want to do. So if you want to call it tests, for example, like that. You can select whether you want it to be a logical partition or primary partition. You can add SSD partition alignment. Something like that. And then once you're done, press OK, and you press apply, and it will create a partition, which can, I don't know how long this will take either. Probably not that long, hopefully. No, I don't think it's going to take so long. There we go, that was quick. So there you go. And any moment now, it'll come up on the screen with a new partition. What it should do anyway, it should come up any time. And to make sure it actually has appeared in Windows, you can go to the Windows thing on here, and it will show that it's there. We just call it testing, so it appeared there. So there we go. That's how you create a partition. So we've got all sorts of other little nice little features of the program, as I was explaining earlier. So let's say if we wanted to hide it, we could press the hide button, and now it has now disappeared. That means if we go to Windows now, it should no longer. No, it will be there now. Sorry, it'll be there now, but I'm just going to apply it. That's something you'll have to remember to press apply, because sometimes you forget. And there we go. So now if we go in there, it's no longer there. This is in the side. So if you wanted to hide that from, say, your family member, or whatever, you could hide it so they can find it now. So that's good. If you want to unhide it, you just click on here and click unhide partition. Press apply, proceed, yes, and it will then unhide it, like so. And say you wanted to make the whole lot connected to this space, so we wanted to put it back to the way it was originally. What we'd do is we'd again delete the partition. You can delete everything on it if you wanted to, but this is just the basic partition I've just made now, as you've seen. With nothing on it, it doesn't really matter. Just press delete. So now it's unallocated. To make this bigger, we're going to press resize and move, and we're going to move it across basically all the way to the end. Let's have a look. There's no more advanced part from an SSD. Well, this isn't an SSD, so it's not going to be any major difference. So press OK and press apply. Proceed. I don't know how long this is going to take. It says it's going to take 30 seconds, so let's see. So it does. And there we go. We've now created it back into the normal size it was. And there we go. This is a basic review of the AOMEI Partition Assistant Professional Edition. It also comes with a little other program as well. It's called this AOMEI Dynamic Disk Manager Pro Edition, which I am not sure what it is, but let's have a look. It just basically looks to be very similar to what the other Watt software is, apart from you can remove drives from RAID, and it's like it's the same sort of thing, but it's not very advanced. What else we got? Manage basic disks. So if we click that, it actually just runs in the other programs. Basically, it just tells you what's in the system, I guess, in a way. But anyway, I'll get the hang of that one day. Anyway, thanks for watching my review of the AOMEI Partition Assistant software. Thank you again to Wave Moonlight for suggesting this to me. Thank you very much.